Start with the top of the van here. We've got the solar panels on here for feed. These run about 60 watts each at peak, so you can get about 180 watts of solar. All right, so you open the back. Both these doors obviously open. Let's see, here's a water disconnect for you. You can hook any hose up to that. I've got to connect a couple connects for it that come with the van. You can hook a hose up to that with the spigot, wash your stuff off. I think this is a 40-gallon tank. Obviously set kind of in winterized mode. There's a cap, and there's also a pump that this runs the water system. So there's no gray tank. It's just hopefully your environmentally friendly dish soap and things like that. And there's no toilet in this van. Let's see, modular bed system. This actually folds down into a full queen bed, or this can also fold down into a bench. There's a slide out here, so if that system is down, you can still access gear. If you have it down, this locks out in a couple positions. You can also get to the gear a lot quicker, and then you just pull up on that latch, slide it back in, and she'll lock back into place. Kind of where all the electric is taken care of. You can just plug in the positive and negative terminals on both sides, and your battery system will re-engage. So there's really no tricks to that. It's got a Bluetooth monitor here, as well as a LED display, and that will display your voltage as you've seen in the photos. There's a circuit protector in here, as well as all the electrical paneling in here, and there's a fuse switchboard for controlling lights, more lights, the water system, and then this will turn on the refrigerator if you'd like to use it. Comes with the 800 watt inverter, and then there's a thermostat for heating. So we have some cabinetry here. This is solid oak, so it's actually the heaviest part of the van, but it's really not that much weight in here. These just kind of latch down and automatically close. You see they just kind of slow close. Show a little bit here. Just down here on the side of the cabinetry here, we have a USB center, and this is where you can power up your devices if you need to. Otherwise, you can also access the USBs on the inverter. So this is for shore power only. And then if you're using inverter power, you would go off these plugs. You've got 3 drawers here, primarily for dish and storage, as seen in the photos. You know, we don't have much in here right now, but you can fill her up. The system's ran on propane, this gas system, and the heating system here. Here's one of the vents. The propane tank is inside. It's vented out underneath the van at the bottom, just as well as the propane heater is. So that Propex heater requires ventilation out the bottom of the van. It rests inside of here, and this can just be interchanged with a standard replacement propane tank. It's 20 pounds. And then just for reclosing that, you just line up these. It actually fits in there really easily. And then you just put these washers back on, and there's gaskets on the back side to keep that all sealed, so there's no if there's any leaks at the connection, you don't have to worry about any carbon monoxide escaping. It's all sealed. So if you do need to access more electrical or that propane vent, this will come off. There's some screws here that you can just remove, and this will slide out. This is also, you know, everything's kind of made to be taken apart in a sense, so it's all just kind of attached at key points, and you can really take out a few screws and take these walls down if you wanted to. You can, you know, remove this bolt and a couple bolts inside to tear these down if you need to access anything, or you wanted to redo something. That's the cool thing about these camper vans, is you've got I'm going to show you. I'm just going to set up this camera here and try and show how this bed works, so you can get a picture of that. All right, so with all the cushions on one side here, I'm gonna take this latch that's positioned here at the back to hold this bench in place. You'll pull out on the bottom of this here. There's some more pressure latches that are kind of holding this in place when it's in the up position. You pull out on this, and with that, I'm just going to slide this in place. There's a spot over on the other side that you'll be able to see from my point of view that this will fit into, and once it's in, you'll just push down on this and the whole system will kind of rest in place on the lead. You can see I'm doing this all one person. It's nice when you have two people, but it doesn't matter. You'll pull up on the joint right here. This is just going to be pulled up on. It'll relieve some pressure from the opposite side, and once that's done, you can just close everything. Yeah, that was loud, but you don't need to be that loud. And then you'll just make sure this latch is latched again, and that clicks in, and now you have a finished bench in the up position, and we're back to square one. So all right, so I put the cushions on the floor just to show you the bench here on this side, and it just opens up. It's got a little latch there. You can see this is the water tank. There's some storage in here for you. You can put whatever you need in here. You clean it up, organize it however you want. So here's a pump for the sink up there, and then more storage, and this is where you keep your awnings, other storage items, obviously clothes and things go in the bins overhead. You also have storage on this side and these cubbies and up on that top rail there. So that's how that works. We got some extension cords in here for charging using Shore. There's also a 3-prong conversion for plugging into RV shore power, and then we have this potable water hose so you can fill up with drinking water, and this is all ABS plastic, so it's all good for drinking water. All right, so back on this way, I've got this closed right now, but you can take this cover off, and we've got a window here. This opens up and gives you some nice ventilation, especially when you're running the max fan up there, and that allows any moisture, steam, grease, whatever, to kind of grease smell to go out the exhaust and get a nice flow in here. It's also really nice when you're parked in the shade to have that open with the exhaust fan going, and you get a nice cool breeze in here. All right, so the fridge system is next, and that is here. It's plugged into the battery power at all times. It can plug in to shore power if you needed to. There's an extra there's a different plug, and that will run over to your outlet there if you felt like running it off of shore power. We also have this Orca cooler for additional space, and that slides out, opens up, and gives you quite a bit of additional storage, or even a freezer if you've got ice. That slides back in, and you just latch it, and you've got it locked. Underneath the fridge, you've got your pantry space for any perishable goods, and you've got this fridge slides out and actually really duels nicely as a countertop. When you're cooking in here, you've got this nice counter space to work with. Now you can prepare food here, down here as well, and everything really just flows nicely. This fridge is not down low, it's right here, and it opens from the top, so you have open space on the top, and you don't have to really break your back to get into it or anything like that. So there's a Ivation safe in here. It's a keypad entry safe, and this just has a code for opening up the safe. It can be reset to whatever you need. This is bolted into the floor and the frame, so there's really no getting this out of here. And it closes and you don't have to do anything. She's just locked. So in the front, this is a swivel chair, so you do need to open the passenger door to get the swivel chair to work. So now that chair's swiveled, and last thing is, you know, getting out of the van and make sure she's unlocked. This will open up, and here we've got external kind of hangout, eat table. You can eat here if you want, and there are screens. You can see how these screens are set up. They're detached right now for winter, but in the summer they come in handy. You just apply the screen to the Velcro here, and then it latches in the middle, zips up, and then you have a door entry and you can zip it down.